Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got a new Nano Stunt Quadcopter to look at. But before then, I've noticed the past couple of unboxing videos I've put out haven't been great. The quality has been terrible. I've tried 3 or 4 different cameras. I'm now on to a small GoPro style DB power. I've gone through, there's one camera I've gone through, there's another one down here that I've gone through, and they're just not great. So what I've done is I've rigged myself, next to my unboxing table, I've rigged myself up a little light. Actually, well, it's not little, it's actually pretty huge. And I'm gonna, well, yeah, look, I'm sure this looks better already. Let us know in the comments if you wouldn't mind, just if you prefer this. If you do, then I'll carry on. So let's get back into the unboxing. So this one, my friends, is the Nano Stunt Quadcopter from Gizmovine. So let's take a little look. So there we have it. Well, that looks pretty funky. Right, so you get a couple of obligatory things with it. Manual, pretty standard. You already get some spare propellers. So 2 white and 2 yellow. The 2 white would denote the front of the quadcopter, and the 2 yellow would denote the back. It doesn't look as if I've got a charger with this. Nope. Nope, no charger. Okay. But I'm pretty sure through all the thousands of cables that I have one that would fit. Because I'm pretty sure I've had a couple in the past which charge directly off a single pin in the back, but I'll have a little look at that later. So if we just have a little look, let's move the transmitter out of the way. Let's get on to just this little one. So this is called, look at that, this is called the SpaceBug. Very buggy looking. It looks a lot like the Hubsan H111, just because the printed circuit board is on show. This one does differ slightly in that it has the full motor covered. So rather than just having the little top cover that we had in the H111 by Hubsan, we do have it fully covered, which hopefully gives it a little bit more protection. There is one thing that stands out quite a lot from just looking at the underneath of it. I don't know if you can see, hopefully so, but there are 4 little cables, 8 little cables actually. Now these little cables are running directly from the printed circuit board into the motors. When you fly this, you can fly it indoor or out. Be very careful. If you snip one of these cables, then the quadcopter isn't going to work. So be very careful where you land it, where you take off from, and when you do go to grab it, if you do grab it from mid-air, just make sure that you are keeping an eye on these cables and they don't get pulled accidentally. So he looks pretty nifty. Looks as if there are 2 eyes in the front here. Let's see if it's got a little bit of charge in it. So a little on button. Oh, there we are, yes. So 2 little eyes at the front, bright white LEDs, accompanied by 2 bright blue LEDs as well. That would be the front, obviously the white propellers then denoting that as well as the colour of the LEDs. But then the back of them, bright green as well. So that's really nice. So you get the bright green colour at the back, also denoted by the yellow propellers. And then on the front, you get the white LEDs and the blue. So all in all, that looks pretty good actually. I was going to say pretty flash, but let's not be using puns. So yeah, I think in all, when you're flying it, it certainly seems bright enough to me anyway. So I'm hoping that when we do take it out and we do the quadcopter flight in the next couple of days, that I won't be let down by that, and the LEDs will be bright enough to see from quite a distance. As I did say earlier, the charging port on this, because this is one self-contained unit, is just this little bit at the back here. So the charger, hopefully you get one with yours when it arrives, would just clip into there, and that then would just enable you to charge it. About 45 minutes to an hour charge time, roughly for about 6 to 8 minutes of flight time. I have known these nanos to be quite erratic in their in their flight time. Sometimes you get over the 8 minutes and it's more like 11, and then sometimes if you get a heavier quadcopter, instead of it being a standard 8 minutes, it's more like 5 or 6. But to be fair, on first glance, this thing really does look really nice. It's a nice weight. It's got a little bit of a weight to it. Also very small, but not small enough. Sorry, not too small that you might lose it. So what we'll do, let's just pop this to one side, and let's have a little look at this transmitter, because this is unlike anything I think I've ever seen. So normally, if you were to fly a normal Nano Quadcopter, what you'd be expecting the transmitter to look like, or what you would see quite common, is a transmitter that looks a lot like that. So you have your standard transmitter look, but this is pretty much what you would have. This one is unlike any one that I've seen, to be honest, and it stands out spectacularly. So let me just put this away. That was for my my Cheerson CX-10. Videos are on the timeline. That was a pretty good little. That was my step into the Nano Quadcopters, and it was pretty good. Yeah, so this does really stand out. I mean, it's more. My hands are quite large, and this feels a lot more like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, and it is really smooth, and it feels really sturdy as well when you hold it. Yeah, I mean, it just seems. It seems, I don't know why more quadcopter manufacturers aren't using this. It seems to be, well, just really good. You get a standard left-hand throttle on here, so you'd have your standard acceleration and then deceleration and turning, and then you'd also have rock left and right as well, and then pitch forward and back. You've got a couple of extra buttons on this one. Now, just to make sure that I get this correctly, I am going to refer to the manual because there are 8 buttons, and what we're looking at here is, if we look at these buttons to begin with, then we're looking at top and bottom are trimmers for up and down. This one on the side here, this one on the side here is for headless, and this one is for easy return mode. So I don't think it's return to home as we know it, in which the quadcopter homes in on the transmitter. I think this might just turn it round to your location. But we'll have a little look. If we get enough battery now out of this charge, we'll have a little look and see when we do take it out and we give it a good flight. And then also on this side here, you have trimmer forward and backwards, and then trimmer left and right as well. So you get multiple trimmers. Trimmer for accelerating. If you find that when you accelerate it wobbles a bit, then you might want to just trim that up so you get a nice smooth motion. And then obviously you've got your directional trimmers then over here. A couple of other things as well, the shoulder buttons. So if you look at this shoulder button first, the left-hand side, then this would be a speed control. 3 speeds, pretty standard. You've got normal or slow, intermediate and advanced, or beginner, intermediate and advanced. As standard, when you turn it on, it's going to be set to the beginner state, but obviously just by giving it 1 click, you should hear 2 beeps from this. That then will let you know you're on intermediate, and then click it again for 3 beeps. That'll let you know you're on advanced. And then you've got this button here over the right, and that button there just gives you some tricks you can perform. So you can do flips, rolls, just by holding that button down and then pushing directional like you would any other quadcopter, and it will flip, roll forward, left or right. Once again, I'm quite interested to see how that works, because I found that when doing that with a lot of the smaller quadcopters, you do find that they actually aren't very stable, they don't flip as nicely, and sometimes they crash. But that's part of the fun. So we'll have a look at that again when we take it out. Now, another couple of things to say about this transmitter. This transmitter doesn't allow charging, so it hasn't got any charging ports. So the batteries that you're going to want to put in, 3 AAAs, you're going to want to make sure that these batteries are either fully charged if you charge your own, or if they're packet bought, just push them all in, make sure they're all new, and you should find that you get yourself a nice long battery life out of the transmitter. And then a couple of other things, you just have the on and off slider at the bottom. So there we have it. So there we go, folks. That has been a quick look at the Gizmovine SpaceBug D6, I think it says at the back. Or it either says D6 or 06. And hopefully now you'll join me in the next couple of days when we take this out, and we're going to give it a good flight and hopefully it's gonna do really well. I've got a feeling, because the Hubsan H111, that was a very good quadcopter. This is very it looks a lot like that, so I think it's based on it. I'm hoping once again that this gives us a good flight as well. So please, folks, join us in the next couple of days when we take her out. Obviously, I'll post the video up online, and you can let us know what you think in the comments. So thanks very much, folks, for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you ever so much. That subscription and your likes, comments, and views mean so much to me. It's unbelievable. Thank you, folks. And until next time, happy flying.